Let's get started with episode 4. Two new signings. Faisal Batash comes in for a centre mid / DM role. And we've also picked up Luke Dreher, who's more of a traditional DM. However, his physicals look pretty worrying with 6 pace, 5 stamina, 8 strength, 7 acceleration. So starting off with Eastleigh, at the moment, 27 games in, Notts County are currently top with 66 points, and we're on 54. We're 5 points clear of Southend, so I don't think we need to worry about dropping down the table out of the playoff spots or even second, to be honest. We definitely look playoff bound, and I think it's probably unrealistic to think we're going to catch Notts County now. Overall, I think the season's going quite well. With regards to our team, we've only had one goalkeeper all season, and I think in the National League, you realistically don't need a backup keeper because the keeper we've got isn't very good anyway. So if we were forced to use like the auto-generated under-18s keeper, he'd probably just do okay. And as you can see there, Howe's made a right mistake there against Yeovil. I don't really remember him making many saves. So my advice, if you're doing a National League save, don't go for 2 keepers. You say the wages is so tight with your squad that I think that's just a waste. In defence, like definitely signing those centre backs that were 6 foot and 6'5" tall has made a huge difference, and loaning in Strickland, another tall defender with great jumping reach. I've noticed during the games that they just won everything in the air when the ball was pumped up, the long ball by the opposition. And I just think it's so important in the National League with so much long ball being played. They've also scored a few goals from corners, but I didn't bring them in for that. It was more to shore up the defence because we didn't have a good defence to start off with. Just playing Bath City here in the FA Trophy. Played the reserves here. Not really interested in progressing much, but a lot of the teams you end up playing the FA Trophy are below you in league standard anyway, so the kind of backup team does actually do the job anyway. Now, after that game against York, the gap is actually down to 5 points, but Notts do have a game in hand, so still around probably 8 points, so still not thinking we're going to make any inroads there. Up against Torquay here, win this one 3-0, and gap is now 7 points with Notts still have a game in hand, so again, doesn't look like we're going to close that gap. Wealdstone's fullbacks were okay. They were like literally the only position I don't think improved by transfer or signing or loans. The DM was a problem. Charles was the only one that could play there, and he's decent. So those 2 players that were brought in at the beginning of this episode, really important to kind of shore up a bit more. And Batash's passing was noticeable whenever I watched the highlights with him playing. He was really excellent. As for the Mozilla midfielders, Max Kreisler, I can't remember what his name is. He's been excellent, but those and the wingers haven't been that great. Really, it's been the goals from really it's been the goals from Cassidy that has really helped out. He's a striker that's is easily good enough to be playing in League Two. So if we do get promoted, then he'll definitely be one to keep. So having a striker of that kind of quality in this division really helps. So it's really lucky to sign him really for such a cheap fee at the beginning of the season, really. Considering like it was difficult to bring in many players that were of good talent, because other teams were also in for them, and the players often would choose the other teams. So just before this game against Barnet, Notts County had played the game in hand, and it was actually 10 points now. So coming up, we're playing Notts County twice. We're playing the FA Trophy semi-finals now, and then in midweek, and then played them in the league on the weekend. So my thinking was play a weekend side in the FA Trophy, because again, like I say, it's not really a competition that was really important to us, and hopefully we'll be able to play our first team in the league. Might be able to get a result against Notts, because they hopefully did play their strongest team in the FA Trophy, and they might be tired, jaded, that sort of thing. And that's exactly what happened. By half-time, Notts County's, in the first half, Notts' players, a lot of them had fatigue and they weren't fully fit. And yeah, we come away with a 3-1 win away from home in the league. Lost the FA Trophy game 3-1, which wasn't really that important. But the gap then is 4 points with 4 games to play. So I still don't think we can overturn 4 points. Although our goal difference did look better, Notts would have to drop points in 2 games, in 4 games, which it seems a lot to ask, and would have to win out, which again, I wasn't sure we could do that, even though our fixtures were pretty easy, to be honest. We had Solihull, who were fairly difficult, but that was at home, and then the other teams were really teams near the bottom. As you can see, we beat Dorking here 2-0. This is the penultimate game, and then the last game of the season is at home to Southend, settled with 1 penalty, 1-0. But unfortunately, that is not enough. We finished with 101 points, and Notts County finished with 102 points, 1 point difference. So our goal difference was slightly better if we did tie them with points, but it was always going to be a big ask to catch them up. So playoffs we come, and we're playing Chesterfield in the first round of playoffs, and we don't play in the first round of playoffs. It's like we get a bye, as in Wrexham get a bye, and then the other 4 play the first round of playoffs, and then there's a semi-final and a final. So here we are against Chesterfield. I was kind of confident we'd beat Chesterfield. It went 1-0 down quite early on in the first half. Had me really worried, but a great strike by Whittaker puts us 1-1. We were in control of this game, to be honest. And Larakia scored only his 7th goal of the season. He wasn't very good this year, to be honest. A lot of the time his rating was 6 out of 10, and then Whittaker makes it 3-1. That's it. We're in the final, and I'm pretty nervous on it, because I really hope we can get promoted through the final. But Wrexham have been on a really good run. But if you tune into the next episode, we'll just play out the final and see how it goes. All right, thanks for watching.